Hear from Assistant Sports Editor George Stone.
I started here in 1977, which has been a long time ago. And actually, Pappy was responsible for me coming here. You know, you could probably describe Gene Thompson in one word, and that would be humble. There's a lot of other words that could probably describe him, but humble would be the most fitting. But he was a kind person. He was real. I mean, what you saw is what you got. Always had a smile on his face that I can remember. He was just one of those people that you hear about. You hear people say, well, I can't say anything bad about him. Well, Gene Thompson was one of those. I can't think of anything or ever heard anybody say anything bad about Gene Thompson. He covered everything. His passion was high school athletics. Upper East Tennessee, Southwest Virginia, that was his passion. He covered minor league baseball. Bristol had an Appalachian League team, so he really loved doing that during the summertime. But I would say high school athletics. Pappy started in 1937, and of course, journalism kind of evolved over the decades, but he had a kind of a folksy kind of writing style. I mean, he was easy to read, easy to follow. He wrote about people, and that's what you want to read about. Steve Baldwin, who was a sports editor at the time, said to me one day, he said, you know, we need to do something for Pappy. He's been here almost 50 years. Maybe a little less than 50. He said, we need to do something. So we kind of knocked around some ideas over the ensuing months. We went to management, talked to them about it, and finally came up with the idea of the award as it is today, the Gene Pappy Thompson Award for Excellence. And what we first gave out in 1982 is pretty much still the same award that we give out now. We asked principals, ADs to nominate one senior, boy or girl, and from those nominees we go over resumes that they put together. And the sports department here, sports staff, studies the resumes, and from all the resumes we come up with 5 finalists, and from the 5 finalists we come with 1 winner. And you know, we set a criteria, actually in the early days when we first started this award. The criteria that we thought embodied what Gene stood for. Obviously, in a student athlete, is that the athlete be good in athletics. Also, that the student part of it, that he or she would excel in the classroom. And thirdly, but not necessarily last, is that they would contribute to the community service, do charity work, that sort of thing. He had 8 kids. And all you had to say, I know back in the day when I was covering different events, I've been to Nashville, I've been to Richmond, everywhere in between, and those who are in the sports community, all you had to say is Pappy. They knew who you were talking about. Because back in the day, he would travel all over the state to cover state tournaments. Both Tennessee and Virginia, so everybody knew him. Everybody knew him.